Hi everyone. Today's talk is about the curious goddess. It's in honor of Venus, our goddess planet. She is in Gemini at this time. And I study under a really awesome astrologer. His name is Sommer. And he coined her as the curious goddess. So it's been inspiring me to work with her in this archetype. And so today's talk is bringing forth this aspect of Shakti, the curious goddess aspect of feminine source power, known as the Great Questioner and Provocateur. She's also the great mystic, okay? Famously known in the Gnostic circles. This is the Mary Magdalene Gnostic mystical side of the feminine that we're going to be talking about and reclaiming here in today's talk. So today I will reclaim the mystical Curious Mary, which I often see as a little girl, as Curious George, you know, the archetype of Curious George, the monkey, that innocent curiosity as part of my priestesshood path, and also reclaiming it for all who desire a greater communion with the goddess and with this side of the feminine. So I'm going to open our talk with these amazingly beautiful lyrics by Josh Ritter. He's an American folk singer. He's been around for a while now. And it's his song called A Girl in the War, which I believe is a deep, deep witness of the exile of the feminine from the patriarchal fathers, Peter and Paul. Peter said to Paul, "All those words that we wrote are just the rules of the game, and the rules are the first to go. But now talking to God is Laurel begging Hardy for a gun. I got a girl in the war, man. I wonder what it is we've done." Paul said to Petey, "You gotta rock yourself a little harder. Pretend the dove from above is a dragon, and your feet are on fire. And I got a girl in the war, Paul. The only thing I know to do is turn up the music and pray that she makes it through. Because the keys to the kingdom got locked inside the kingdom, and the angels fly around in there, but we can't see them. And I got a girl in the war, Paul. I know that they can hear me yell. If they can't find a way to help her, they can go to hell. If they can't find a way to help her, they can go to hell." Paul said to Petey, "You gotta rock yourself a little harder. Pretend the dove from above is a dragon and your feet are on fire. But I got a girl in the war, Paul. Her eyes are like champagne. They sparkle, bubble over. In the morning, all you got is rain. They sparkle, bubble over. In the morning, all you got is rain. They sparkle, bubble over. And in the morning, all you got is rain." Off the cuff here, that I didn't prepare in my speech, but I wanted to share with you that I have been to the prison cell of Peter and Paul in Rome. And I went in 2014, and I heard the song for the first time in 2017, and I was brought back to that prison cell where they were imprisoned from the Roman Empire for being Christian, and they were awaiting their great sacrifice, their martyrdom. They were both murdered in Rome. And I believe that perhaps they had this conversation while they were locked up in the prison. I think it's called Marmatine Prison in Rome. So yesterday I was surprised with an interesting shift in my developing relationship with Mary Magdalene yesterday. And so this week I've been creating a lot of content. I've been writing furiously, trying to hit deadlines and get my business website up and all my writings up. And she stopped me yesterday. And fortunately, she stopped me after I had completed a lot of my work, which I deeply appreciate, as opposed to a revelation when I'm in the when I'm mid writing and mid trying to hit these deadlines. So we're creating a great understanding here. And she said to me, "Kate, don't forget your mystical heart. Come back to your mystical heart. For it is the mystic who birthed your magic, and to the mystic you shall return." So we often work with Mary Magdalene to heal our witch and our horror wounds as women. And even as men as well, we look to her as a deeply repressed side of who we are in our feminine and masculine nature as human beings. And as we're doing this work, this deep work, we can lose sight of her great mystical powers that are inherent in her capacity to love. So in the mystical heart, though, we can't hit deadlines with the mystical heart. It just never happens because mysticism transcends time. Mysticism is the illusion. It is infinite. It's the Alpha and the Omega. And but she reminded me that my heart, my mystical heart, is my fuel, and it's my living, breathing drumbeat that creates this tapestry that we weave here as humans and as co-creators of magic and passion. So in today's talk, I would like to remind ourselves of our great mystical capacity to love and to be love. And I would like to discuss the priestess archetype as also the questioner and Shakti, aka the curious goddess. Shakti is often associated with sexual prowess and tantric union of our masculine and feminine energies, but she's also a curious mystical little girl and boy who desires complete emergence with their divine nature. The mystic is also the great lady of sorrows, the great father of that the prodigal son comes to mind here, that just welcomes back his prodigal son. Against all odds, against all pain, tyranny, oppression, and all the horrible things that happen here on earth, the mystic loves despite all of it. Despite all of it. She is the great questioner who, in the ancient mysteries of the esoteric traditions, she is who asks penetrating, provocative questions to stimulate openings to your consciousness, to access this love and to access these repressed parts of who you are, to bear witness to those repressed parts, help you bring forth those parts that you don't even know are there, but there because they are within us, because we are all a microcosm of the great universe, the macrocosm. And she provokes you to higher levels of learning and understanding. She stirs the pot to discover hidden truths lying beneath the surface. In today's world, we may call this person a life coach. We may call this person a teacher. We may call this person a guru. We may call this person even a therapist. I had an amazing therapist who played this role for me years ago. However you prefer to see her, know that her curious nature was also, and is still currently in our mainstream culture, deeply ashamed and exiled during patriarchal rising, along with her sexuality, her sensuality, her great sacrifice and her menstrual blood, and her fertility. It's often portrayed as rude, especially for girls, to ask questions because prying is considered nosy. Prying is no, that's a no, right? In our culture, it's not good manners to pry, right? We're often told that. So this is another deep wound that I am healing as I rise in the voice of the Magdalene. And quite frankly, this is the realm of the throat chakra. So yesterday I've been having a lot of pains in my throat, and I still do right now. And this is the reclamation of the throat chakra. The curious goddess is reclaiming her voice. So today, I reclaim my innocent desire to know more than I could even imagine about this world and the universe that I hold within me and that every one of us holds within ourselves. I reclaim my innocent desire to poke at others, to discover hidden truths about their own path and bear witness to the pieces of them so repressed or just forgotten, lost in amnesia. The provocateur is helping you to remember. I reclaim my innocent desire to commune with all the interconnectedness of life from the depths of my mystical heart. I reclaim this ancient healing art as my own. As I continue to promote my offerings as a writer, as a teacher, and as a priestess. So let's get curious. How are you hurting? Where do you need support? What brings you happiness and fulfillment during this time? And what is bringing anxiety, fears, and confusion at this time for you? So let me know in the comments. And if you want to privately email me these answers to these questions, my email is writer at katearcangeli.com. And these are designed to do two things. These are designed to kind of give an assessment of where we can administer the medicine of solutions, right? More in a coaching mindset, but it's also the medicine of bearing witness to your current situation. So I invite you into the space of the Curious Goddess and to work with her as a medicine woman in this archetype. Thank you so much.